Welcome to Pocket English Podcast. Subscribe and take English with you everywhere.
Hello and welcome. Go ahead and find a comfortable spot, sit back, and just relax. Today we have a really special story explainer for you. We're going to listen to a very cozy classic tale. It's a famous story all about two very, very different animals. One is a super fast hare. Now, a hare is kind of like a large rabbit. And the other animal? Well, he's a slow, quiet tortoise. A tortoise is like a turtle, but one that lives on the land. So, let's dive into this wonderful tale together, shall we? Let's follow the journey of these two very different friends. Once upon a time, right in the middle of a bright green field, there was a warm, peaceful meadow. The grass was so soft, and the breeze was just perfectly gentle. All the animals absolutely loved to play here. But there was one animal who really, really loved to run, and that was the hare. You see, the hare ran very, very fast. In fact, he loved to race all the time. He raced every single animal in the meadow, and guess what? He always won. Every single time he won, he would jump up and down. He celebrated. He told everyone around him just how fast he was. He really thought he was the absolute best animal in the whole meadow. Well, one day, this very fast hare saw the very slow tortoise. Now, the tortoise walked so slowly. He would take one small step and then another small step. He never ever ran. The hare thought this was just so funny. He actually pointed right at the tortoise, and then he let out a loud, mocking laugh. He really just wanted to make fun of the poor, slow tortoise. So the hare walked right around the slow tortoise. He looked down at him, and he smiled a really unkind smile. Then he asked, "Do you ever get anywhere?" And he said it again, even louder. "Do you ever get anywhere at all?" The hare really thought the tortoise was just too slow to go anywhere. He thought he was too slow to do anything. And so the hare just laughed and laughed. But you know what? The tortoise didn't look sad. He didn't look angry either. He just looked right up at that fast hare, raised his hand, and spoke in a very calm, quiet voice. He said, "Yes, and I get there sooner than you think. I'll run you a race and prove it." Well, all the other animals heard this and they gasped. They shook their heads in total surprise. They tried so hard to tell the tortoise not to do it, but the tortoise was brave. He really wanted to race the fastest animal in the whole meadow. So, the challenge is accepted. All the animals in the meadow gather around to watch this big race. There are little birds, tiny mice, and gentle deer. They all stand right by the side of the dirt path, and they are so excited. Then, the wise fox steps forward. You see, the fox is the judge. He's going to make sure this race is completely fair. So the fox marks the starting line right there in the dirt. Then he points far, far away to the finish line. The hare stands at the start. The tortoise stands at the start. They are ready to go. "Ready, set, go!" shouts the wise fox. Now the hare does something funny. He picks up a rock and he throws it high up into the air. The very second that rock hits the ground, the hare takes off. Zoom! He runs very, very fast. We're talking top speed here. In just a few seconds, he's already far down the path. In fact, he's so fast, he leaves a huge cloud of dust right behind him. The other animals can barely even see him. He is already far out of sight. Meanwhile, back at the starting line, the tortoise doesn't run. He just starts calmly. He takes one slow step, and then he takes another slow step. He walks with this really slow, quiet ease. All the other animals just stand there and watch him. Sure, he isn't fast, but he doesn't stop. He looks straight ahead at the long dirt path, and he just keeps walking. Slow and calm, slow and calm. Now, way far down that dirt path, the hare suddenly stops. He ran really fast, and now he's feeling just a little bit tired. So he looks back over his shoulder, looking way down the long path. But he can't even see the tortoise. This is silly, the hare thinks to himself. It's ridiculous for that slow tortoise to even try. I have plenty of time. I can just wait right here. The sun is feeling very warm, so the hare stretches out his long legs. He really thinks he's easily won the race already. The scene around him is just so peaceful. That warm sun feels exactly like a cozy blanket on the hare's fur. And the green grass? Well, it's as soft as a pillow. So the hare lies down right by the side of the path. The whole meadow is quiet. The only sound is the soft wind blowing through the grass. Slowly, the hare feels his heavy eyes closing. He takes a nice, deep, slow breath, and he closes his eyes. He goes right to sleep. He sleeps deeply, just dreaming all about his incredibly easy win. But while the hare sleeps, the tortoise is still out there on the path. He has one very simple thought in his mind. Walk slowly, do not stop, and keep going. So the tortoise takes a step, and then the tortoise takes another step. Minutes pass by, then a whole hour passes by. But the tortoise doesn't sit down. He doesn't stop to rest in the warm sun. He just keeps walking. His steps are perfectly steady. Left foot, right foot, slow and steady. Way down the path, the hare is still fast asleep. He's snoring so softly. But then something comes moving down the path. It's the tortoise. The tortoise sees the sleeping hare, but he doesn't say a single word. He just walks very, very quietly. Step, step, step. He walks right past the sleeping hare's nose. He doesn't make a sound. He just keeps walking peacefully, right toward the goal. Time keeps on passing. The sun is starting to move lower in the sky. And look, the finish line is very near. The tortoise can actually see the end of the race. And the animals who are waiting at the finish line, they can see the tortoise coming. They literally can't believe it. They are so happy they just start to cheer. They shout, "Hurry, tortoise, you can do it!" They make this huge, happy flurry of noise. And that noise just gets louder and louder as the tortoise gets closer. But wait! Far behind, all that loud noise travels right on the wind. The hare's long ears twitch. Pop! His eyes fly wide open. He wakes up so suddenly and looks all around. Where is the tortoise? Then he looks way down the path. Oh no, the tortoise is almost at the finish line. The hare jumps up as fast as he can. He runs his absolute swiftest. He is running faster than he has ever run before in his life. He tries his absolute best to catch up, pushing his legs as hard as he possibly can. But you know what? It's just too late. The hare runs and runs, but the slow tortoise takes one final step. The tortoise crosses the finish line first. He wins the race. It's a truly great fair and square victory. The tortoise smiles a very quiet, happy smile. He's very tired, but oh, he is so happy. Moments later, the hare finally arrives and his face is just full of disappointment. He actually lost the race to the slowest animal in the entire meadow. Instantly, all the animals run right up to the tortoise. They celebrate. They are so incredibly proud of their brave, quiet friend. They hoist the tortoise high up in the air. Hooray for the tortoise, they cheer. And the hare just stands there looking on. He's learning a very, very important lesson today. Sometimes it isn't the fastest who wins. Sometimes slow and steady wins the race. Wow, what a truly wonderful story. Now let's take a little time to look at some interesting words we used in our explainer today. Our first word is victory. Victory means a win in a game or a race. Winning that race was a really great victory for the slow tortoise. For example, you could say, the tortoise celebrated his sweet victory. Okay, our next word is mocking. Mocking means making fun of someone in a really unkind way. Do you remember the very start of our story? The hare gave a mocking laugh when he looked at the slow tortoise. So an example sentence would be, the fast hare was mocking the slow tortoise. Here is a really fun word to say out loud. Ridiculous. Ridiculous means very silly or unreasonable. You see, the hare thought the whole race was ridiculous. He thought it was just very silly for a slow animal to try to beat a fast animal. For example, the hare thought the race was ridiculous. Now let's look at a very important word, steady. Steady means moving at the exact same speed without ever stopping. Now the tortoise definitely wasn't fast, but he was steady. He never stopped his steady walking. So you might say, the tortoise walked at a steady pace. Moving on, our next word is flurry. A flurry is a sudden rush of noise or movement. Remember when the tortoise got really close to the finish line? All his friends made a happy flurry of noise. They cheered so loudly. An example sentence is, there was a flurry of cheers from the animals. And finally, our very last word today is hoist. To hoist means to lift something or someone way up high. At the end of the big race, the happy animals hoisted the winning tortoise right up in the air to celebrate. So an example would be, they will hoist the tortoise high in the sky. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this cozy story explainer today. Keep learning, keep listening, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to Pocket English Podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. See you in the next episode.